For every swing, every moment, the Milwaukee Brewers fight. It's not just about hitting the ball, it's about leaving a legacy.
The Brewers' recent slide is no coincidence, and the reason isn't what everyone thinks. I have inside information about the missing piece in our offense, and the truth is more complex than it appears. If you want to understand why our immediate future is on the line and know what's really going on, subscribe to the channel right now, because I'm about to reveal everything in detail. Before we dive into today's top story, which is critically important for the future of our season, I need to ask you for something. If you bleed Brewers blue and gold, if you want first-hand news, no spin, and with the depth our team deserves, then become a part of our community. Click that subscribe button down below right now and hit the notification bell. That way, you'll guarantee you won't miss any crucial updates. Trust me, you're going to want to be in the loop for what I have to say today. Alright, let's get down to business. I have direct information from sources close to the team regarding Jackson Chourio's situation, and the truth is the scenario demands our attention and some careful analysis. We all lived the euphoria, that historic 14-game winning streak that not only put us on top of the National League Central, but also gave us the best record in all of baseball. It was a magical stretch where everything seemed to click. But as an experienced analyst and above all as a fan who has seen it all, I know that baseball is a game of adjustments and marathons, not sprints. And reality has knocked on our door. Over the last 9 games, we have a 3-6 record. We've lost 2 consecutive series, against the Giants over the weekend and the one before, something that hadn't happened since early June. Now, before the panic alarm starts ringing throughout the city of Milwaukee, let's take a deep breath. It's not a reason to despair. We still hold the best record in the league. However, this slight dip in performance raises a warning flag and highlights an absence that is being felt more and more each day, that of Jackson Chourio. The expectation was that our young star, our dynamic force in center field and at the top of the lineup, would be close to returning. The initial prognosis after that hamstring strain on July 29th against the Cubs was 2 to 4 weeks. Many of us, myself included, had late August circled on our calendars, but the information I've received in the last few hours changes that outlook. Manager Pat Murphy, in a conversation that didn't make the major headlines, confirmed what some internal sources had already been observing. During his rehab game on Sunday for our AAA affiliate in Nashville, Jackson Chourio was hesitant. That's the key word, Brew Crew. Hesitant! He got a double, but the way he ran the bases, the lack of explosion, and the visible caution in his movements set off all the alarms. In elite-level baseball, hesitation is an enemy just as dangerous as the injury itself, especially for a player whose game is built on speed and confidence, like Chourio's. A hamstring injury is treacherous. The physical pain might be gone, but the psychological barrier, the fear of pushing the muscle and suffering a setback that could compromise not only the rest of this season, but also his future, is a gigantic hurdle. The Brewers front office and coaching staff are extremely intelligent and protective of their assets. They're not going to risk the future of a 21-year-old player who was on his way to a second consecutive 20-homer, 20-steal season for a few weeks in August. The decision, therefore, was to keep him in Nashville for a few more days, so he can not only strengthen his body, but more importantly, strengthen his mind and regain full confidence in his movements. This means we'll have to wait a little longer. While Chourio works on his full recovery, the responsibility of patrolling center field has fallen on the shoulders of Blake Perkins. And here, we need to be fair and analytical. Perkins hasn't been a disaster. On the contrary, he's had his moments of brilliance that were crucial during our winning streak. Who could forget that game where he hit 2 home runs, showing off power we didn't expect? Or that spectacular defensive assist for a game ending out in the 9th, sealing a walk-off victory against the Mets. Those moments show the value of having a solid roster player, a prepared professional. However, a cold hard look at the numbers tells the other half of the story. In the 19 games since Chourio's injury, Perkins is slashing .21 in .293, .397. Those are the numbers of a role player, not a star. He's contributed 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. But the consistency and the constant threat that Chourio represents at the plate are simply not there. Chourio's absence creates a domino effect on our offense. The lineup gets shorter, more predictable for opposing pitchers. The spark, The ability to turn a single into a double with pure speed, the pressure he puts on defenses, all of that vanishes. And it's precisely during this team cool-down period that his absence becomes more apparent. The Milwaukee Brewers built this memorable season on a next man up philosophy, with less heralded players stepping into leading roles. And that's beautiful. It's the trademark of our team. But there's a limit. You can replace supporting pieces, but it's nearly impossible to replace an elite talent, a cornerstone of the franchise, without feeling the impact. And that impact is starting to show up in the results, and more importantly, in our division lead, which has shrunk from a comfortable 9 games over the Cubs to just 5. So let's get to the final analysis. Jackson Chourio's hesitation in his rehab is the most important news of the week for the Brewers. It forces us to recalibrate our expectations for his return and compels us to face the reality that we'll need to fight with the weapons we have for a while longer. Patience with him isn't an option, it's a necessity. The absolute priority is to have 100% healthy and confident Chourio for the final stretch in September, and especially for the playoffs in October. An 80% Chourio doesn't help, and the risk of re-injury would be catastrophic. The team slump is concerning, but it's not the end of the world. It's a test of resilience for this roster and for Pat Murphy. Now, I want to hear from you, the Brew Crew Nation. What's your take on this situation? Do you believe the front office is right to be ultra cautious with Chourio, even if it costs us a few games right now? Or do you think his absence is exposing weaknesses in our offense that need to be addressed in another way? And what about Blake Perkins? Is he doing enough? Or is the void left by Chourio just too big? Leave your detailed comments down below. I read absolutely all of them. I want this to be our forum for debate. And once again, if you value this in-depth analysis and want to stay ahead of the news, subscribe to the channel and share this video with other Brewers fans. I'll be back soon with more exclusive information straight from the inside. Stay tuned.